Both the Cadillac Lyriq and the Jaguar I-Pace are competing for the luxury electric car driver's business. But there are some distinct differences between these two EVs. In this video, I'll perform a side-by-side comparison of the exterior, interior, tech, performance, and pricing of these two EVs and show you how they are different. The I-Pace has been around since 2018, but it's only now that we're finally seeing some competition in the electric luxury SUV segment. One of the newest entrants in this segment is the Cadillac Lyriq. Both the I-Pace and the Lyriq are designed from the ground up as EVs. The I-Pace was designed with a cab-forward approach that pushed the wheels to the extremities and created a spacious cabin inside. The Lyriq was designed using GM's new Ultium platform. With the I-Pace, Jaguar took an approach of designing a low-slung, smooth-profile vehicle that looks more like a fastback than an SUV. A hood scoop, air curtains, flush door handles, and a spoiler help it achieve an impressive drag coefficient of 0.29. At a standstill, the vehicle looks ready to pounce, much like a Jaguar. The Lyriq takes a different design approach than the I-Pace. Instead of a low-slung profile, the Lyriq is a big, bold SUV and makes its presence felt. It is dominated by a large crystal grille with vertical integrated lights. The welcome sequence builds on the drama of the large grille. The rear design is dramatic too, with multiple clusters of rear LED lights. Compared to the I-Pace, the Lyriq doesn't just look big, it is actually bigger, by about a foot in length. The Lyriq's wheelbase is about 4 inches longer. Important to know if you live in an urban area with tighter roads and parking spaces. While the Jaguar comes in a range of colors, the Cadillac, disappointingly, comes in only 2 colors, a silver and a black. Hopefully more colors are to follow soon. Both the Lyriq and the I-Pace are targeting luxury buyers, and the interior design is a critical part of the luxury experience. The Lyriq, being the newer of the two, is in line with the newer interior design trends. One such trend is the single, large screen for dashboard and infotainment, in Cadillac's case, a 33-inch diagonal. On the other hand, the I-Pace gets a more traditional digital instrument cluster with 2 additional digital touchscreens, one for infotainment and the other for climate control. The I-Pace gets 3 leather interior options, while the Cadillac gets only 2. Both cars get beautiful details. The I-Pace has a neat climate control console that folds in over itself and is trimmed out in a satin finish metal. In the Cadillac, there's an intricate detail with a laser etch pattern in the wood that is also lit from behind. Then there's the crystal cut controller with backlit LED, which adds a touch of sophistication. The I-Pace's luxury trends more towards the sporty side, whereas the Lyriq trends more towards elegance. Despite the bigger size of the Lyriq, the front legroom is almost the same. However, the bigger size comes into play with 4.5-inch more rear legroom in the Cadillac. Size also matters with cargo capacity. The Lyriq has about 10 to 20% more capacity than the I-Pace. For technology, both offer a number of newer features. These include features like emergency braking, cross-traffic alerts, adaptive cruise control, and head-up display. The difference is in how far these technologies go. In addition to adaptive cruise control, the Lyriq offers GM's Super Cruise, a driver assistance system that allows you to take your hands off the wheel. It can only be used on certain mapped roadways and uses cameras, sensors, and LiDAR map data to keep distance and center the vehicle in lane. Of course, you have to keep your eyes on the road, and the car has sensors to make sure you're doing so. The system can also execute lane changes. Both cars offer a head-up display, but GM goes one step further with augmented reality. Now, both cars have similar sized batteries, but otherwise their performance profiles are quite different. The Lyriq gets a 100 kWh battery, while the I-Pace gets a 90 kWh battery. A key difference is that the Lyriq comes only in rear-wheel drive at this time, whereas the I-Pace comes only in all-wheel drive. A future performance all-wheel drive Lyriq is planned, but we don't know when that might be coming out. The horsepower for the single-motor Cadillac is comparable to the dual motors of the I-Pace, but the Jaguar has the Cadillac beat when it comes to torque. The I-Pace will cover 0 to 60 miles per hour in an impressive 4.5 seconds. We don't have acceleration times for the Lyriq, but given that it has less torque and weighs quite a bit more, expect that the Jaguar will be the quicker EV. But because the Lyriq has only one motor, it holds the advantage with range. Keep in mind that this is GM's estimate and has not been verified with EPA testing. For charging in the 2022 model, Jaguar has increased the at-home power to 11 kilowatt, but that is quite a bit short of the Cadillac's 19.2 kilowatt charging power. Also falling short is the I-Pace's DC charging power, which at 100 kilowatt is about half that of the Lyriq's 190 kilowatt. Both offer a luxury drive, with standard air suspension in the I-Pace and Passive Plus premium dampers in the Lyriq. Now, even though it is the Lyriq that looks more like an SUV, it is actually the I-Pace that has real off-roading capabilities. Jaguar publishes off-roading angles, the EV has up to 11-inch ground clearance, has low traction launch, and can wade in water up to an almost 20 inches in height. And while the Lyriq looks like it could take a beating, don't expect any off-roading capabilities with just rear-wheel drive. We'll have to wait to see what the all-wheel drive version offers. So how do these two compare when it comes to starting prices? Well, pretty close actually. One key difference is that Jaguar still qualifies for the federal tax credit. For 2022, Jaguar offers only the top-of-the-line HSE trim. Presumably, the Lyriq will come in multiple trims, but we don't know what each trim will be equipped with. So at this time, we can't go beyond starting prices and do an apples-to-apples comparison. So which one would you buy? The sporty I-Pace or the elegant Lyriq? Let me know in the comments below. And if you would like me to compare the Lyriq to another competitor, let me know the name of that vehicle too. Please give the video a like, share your comments below, and subscribe to the Driver Download.